Hello beautiful souls and welcome to my channel Roseology. So this video is for my Geminis out there that are Sun, Moon, Rising, even Venus, and this is your September 2020 energetic forecast. So we have a huge stack of cards to get through regarding your September right here, tarot and oracle cards. But also what I have here with these three piles is something that I've wanted to do in these monthly zodiac videos for a long time now, where I include a little mini pick a card message for each zodiac sign. So like I said, we'll be diving deep into the energy of your entire September, and at the end of that reading, there will be a more personalized message for you with a couple of cards in them. Now I won't go as in depth with the three piles here. That's what this huge stack is for. I want the cards to do the speaking with these three piles right here, but I did want to add a more personal message for each sign this month, so I'm only going to be reading the descriptions of the cards in these three piles. So yes, there will be a brief meditation session towards the end of this video to help pick which pile is speaking to you and which message you need to hear personally for your month ahead. So let's go on ahead and get started. I'm going to clear these three piles out of the way and get this big stack of cards here started, okay? All right, Gemini, so let's go ahead and get started with your tarot cards down here before getting to the stack of oracle cards. So the very first one that we have here is the Five of Swords in reverse and the Five of Wands also in reverse. Okay, so what is this confusion that's going on, Gemini? There's a lot of internal conflict kind of happening in the month of September, and many of you are keeping it to yourself for now because you don't necessarily understand it and it's exhausting for you. So very many of you, the last thing you want to do is open up a conversation with other people about what you're going through or feeling or experiencing. This is fear right here, though. This is fear about the future, how things are going to work out, but mostly it's a fear of yourself. This is stemming from you feeling like you can solve like you can't solve some sort of problem on your own, or like you cannot figure out a solution to something. Some of you will feel like your mind is failing you. Be careful of that though, because mental health is going to largely depend on how you feel about this secret fear or anxiety. Gemini, I want you to consider the fact that everything cannot be solved or figured out on your own. We need to enlist other kinds of opinions and people, especially when this sort of happens and we get so caught up in our own mind that we can't see the forest from the trees. So there's kind of like this claustrophobic feeling happening within your mind, within your brain, if that makes sense. It's like there's not enough room to focus on anything else mentally. The beginning of September, you may be dealing with a lack of motivation, but don't worry, because this isn't just you experiencing this, because Mars is turning retrograde after the first week of September, and this affects our drive, motivation, and willpower. So this hit to your energy levels can be felt mentally as well, and it's going to be really important that you take optimal care of your health this September, Gemini. If you are eating a lot of unhealthy foods for comfort or to help cope, or because you're not focusing on your diet, that will add to the lack of energy, which will then add to this feeling of your mental health kind of taking a hit, or your mental health sort of suffering. So really make sure that you are also taking care of your physical body, eating good foods, eating whole foods, getting enough sleep, getting enough rest, really trying to physically keep down your stress levels. And like I said, that's going to really help if you have some sort of a plan or a diet in place that is pretty healthy for you. You don't have to be super strict about it, but making sure that you're getting in a lot of greens, a lot of water, fruits, things like that, that's actually going to really replenish you physically, is going to also replenish you mentally, okay, and energetically. Let's go ahead and see what other cards we have. We have here the King of Pentacles in reverse. Then we have the card Shadow Work, and this is actually a bonus card from this particular deck. And then we have the Page of Cups. Okay, Gemini. Interesting things with this Page of Cups over here for me. So this is memories for many of my Geminis coming back in the month of September, and these memories from the past can affect how you feel this month, especially with you grading or judging these experiences by saying, I shouldn't have done this, or I should have done that. That's not what's going to help you, Gemini. What's going to help is acknowledging and addressing these past memories. Stop holding on to them without actually releasing them. Page of Cups is not an offering coming to my Geminis, but this is a release, actually. That cup that this page has is not coming to bring you something, but it's actually asking you to offer this cup to someone else. It's actually asking you to offer some sort of emotional support to someone else. And if it's not someone else that you're dealing with, then this Page of Cups is asking you to actually give yourself some sort of replenishment, to offer it to a different part of yourself, maybe to offer some sort of replenishment, nourishment, clarity, something to your shadow then. This is you taking care of yourself emotionally, mentally, energetically, physically, like I was saying earlier with these two cards over here. So Page of Cups is not necessarily somebody coming in to offer you something. This Page of Cups is imploring my Geminis for the month of September to offer yourself some sort of recuperation, replenishment, or to offer it to someone else in your life. Now, this is really important, especially if you're dealing with someone else, to invite someone else in on how you are feeling, but in a way that is emotionally truthful as well. That's what's going to help you to feel better about yourself and these past mistakes, choices, or actions by breaking down these walls and admitting to yourself and maybe even to someone else that, hey, I need to forgive myself. And some of you may feel as though you need to ask someone else for forgiveness. If you feel that way, do not hesitate, because I'm telling you, with this King of Pentacles in reverse, you making amends with yourself or someone else is going to make you feel so good and proud. A lot of what you are experiencing in September, Gemini, is your North Node being in your first house. Whether you are a Gemini Sun, Moon, Venus, you will feel this intensely. You'll feel this kind of intense pull of fates and energy directing you to move and act in ways that feel scary, foreign, or wrong to you. That's what the North Node does, though. It throws huge challenges in front of us. So especially if you are a Gemini rising and there's any past pains, wounds, experiences that you have not addressed, this will feel a bit intrusive. It will feel like something you cannot escape. And with the South Node in your 7th house in Sagittarius, for many of you, this is a relationship or person that wants you to do better, that wants you to reach your potential because they see better for you and they know that you are capable of so much more. Or this could also be a person that has made you feel less than what you actually are. This is a person that has stripped you of your value, that has stripped you of your confidence and your pride and a good healthy sense of ego. So that could kind of go either which way for some of my Geminis. You're going to know, because you're going to know if this person makes you feel good or not so good. So, with that South Node in your 7th house in the sign of Sagittarius, like I said, you could be dealing with two different types of people. There could be someone in your life that really sort of supports you and encourages you. And there could be someone else in your life as well that kind of puts you down, demeans you, makes you feel a little bit less than or inadequate. So depending on the person that you're dealing with, is going to sort of kind of determine how you need to deal with them. It's going to sort of determine the best course of action for you in terms of dealing with this person. And Venus is also in your 3rd house in the sign of Leo. Now, this can present some pretty big conversations that have been needing to happen for a very long time. But now that you are at this crossroads, it is time, whether you are ready or not. Sun will also be in your 4th house. So this can have a big effect on your home life, or you may discover that many of these emotions and fears this month are somehow connected to your childhood or your relationship with your mother, your relationship with women, and how you view, see, or treat women. Okay. And with the big 3, Saturn, Pluto, and Jupiter moving through your 8th house in Capricorn, the house of endings and beginnings, and Capricorn, the house is the sign of karma. There's old chapters that need to be closed that you have been trying to avoid for a very long time. For some of you, this has been an avoidant sort of dance you've been doing for the last 30 years. And this is because Saturn and Pluto conjunction, it only happens every 3 decades or so. So this is pent up emotion, possibly aggression, deep fears, feelings that need to be released. And for many of you, this involves another person, or maybe even more than one person. This could involve people. This could involve something like family, especially with the sun moving through your 4th house. This is kind of a reintroduction as to how you can deal with your family, how you can deal with the people that are closest to you, the people that live with you, the people that you consider to be family, or your blood relatives even. Sun in 4th house is bringing a lot of attention, focus, and illumination on these types of familial dynamics. And the people in your life, like I said, that you feel feel as though you belong to. So whether they are blood relatives or not, this is really kind of like, in a way, it's showing you right now with the sun being in your fourth house, it's showing you all the issues in your relationships. So you may feel as though September is kind of difficult when it comes to your relationships, because all you can kind of see is like the issues, but it depends on how you look at it, Gemini. And your ruling planet is Mercury, and Mercury is the god of the mind. So this means that you, Gemini, are a master of the mind, or you are on track to mastering your mind. So this means that this is all about how you see it. When you fill up a cup with water halfway, you can see it as either half empty or half full. That's exactly the opportunity. That's exactly the question or the challenge that is presenting itself to you, is how are you choosing to view or see these weak spots, these weak points, these issues, these challenges? How are you choosing to see them? These moments of transitions and transformation, are you choosing to see them as like, this is a negative thing, this is a bad thing? Or are you seeing this as like, yeah, it's a little bit of a challenge, but I can overcome this, I can handle this, and once I do overcome it, I'm actually going to rise up and be better, a lot stronger, a lot wiser. So it's really all about how you see it. In September, Gemini, September is really trying to bring an awareness to you as to how it is that you see things. That is so very important for my Geminis in the month of September, because that is going to determine if September feels like a victory or a failure to you. That's what's going to determine it. Or if it just simply feels like a lesson. Hey, this is something that I wasn't aware of before, so I'm just really happy that I'm aware of it now. So you can kind of see it as that too. And with Uranus as well, moving throughout your 12th house, actually Uranus is retrograde and will be retrograde for a little bit here. It actually just went retrograde last month. But with Uranus in retrograde in your 12th house, you are struggling back and forth about, do I say this? Do I address this? Or do I just keep pushing forward as usual? You will go back and forth about how to handle a certain situation or person, but this will go on for another 6 years with Uranus here. And these next 6 years can be developmental for you, like I was saying before, or you can feel as though you're being thrown into situations without much of a say-so involved. You can feel as though you're kind of being like volunteered, like it's like you're being volunteered for something that you never permitted, that you never signed up for. That's what it can kind of feel like. So it can kind of feel like this forced voluntary sort of experience for you with Uranus moving through your 12th house. September will also be highlighting all of these emotions, and this is where those strange fears are coming from that you thought you buried, is Uranus moving throughout your 12th house. So this is really coming through to kind of clean up everything. It is all the gunk and everything that is just been sort of sitting there as stale, stuck, dead weight energy. Uranus is moving through there to actually clear it out for you, because it's trying to prepare you for some really, really, really major changes. And this is going to be going on throughout the rest of 2020 for you, throughout the rest of 2021 for you, until eventually you kind of settle in with this energy. Okay, so let's go ahead and check out you guys' oracle cards here, see what else it is that we are seeing. So the very first card that we have here is Moon, Soul. Okay. Then we have here Mercury retrograde, reinvention. All right. Then we have 9th house, faith. Okay. And Sun, spirit. All right. Okay, you see how you have the Sun, spirit, and the Moon, soul card here? So like I was saying, you're going through a major transformation. You're being set up to go through a major transformation, to accept in this major next chapter, new chapter for you. But with Moon and Sun here, this is a reformation of your ego, your surface level, as well as your most internal self. So it's not just your spirit that is being remade. It's not just your external environment that's being remade. It's your internal environment. It's not just your physical body that's being remade. It's your spirit that is sort of going through this transformation as well. So there's a lot of internal kind of changes that are going to start reflecting externally in the month of September. Now, these could be sort of like good or bad changes. Again, like I was saying, the biggest thing for you this month Gemini, is all about how you see it. So for you, you can see it as negative, you can see it as a good positive experience or a good positive thing. But it's all about, though, how you look at it. So certain things that may sort of pull in your focus is like, oh my God, there's an issue over here. Oh my God, there's an issue over there. But these are things that are sort of kind of calling out for your attention, just so that you can be aware of the fact that there are things that I need to focus on over here, as well as things that I need to focus on over there, because a few things may have been neglected in the past, maybe because you didn't have time, maybe because you weren't aware of it. But the month of September is almost like it's freeing up this time for you. That the way all you can kind of focus on are the things that you were asked to kind of neglect throughout your past. Okay, so it's really interesting here. Your ethereal being, your energy, your frequency is going through a major makeover, and that can be extremely exhausting, Gemini. We have the Five of Wands in reverse right here, so energetically it can be exhausting, as well as mentally with this Five of Swords in reverse. This can be exhausting. So this is where that lack of energy may be stemming from. Your dreams may also disturb your rest as well. Some of you may develop a bit of a bad taste in your mouth when it comes to the dream state. This is because Uranus moving throughout your 12th house is activating these deeply embedded fears and emotions. But this is because of your spirit sending you these little hints and messages saying, hey, we need to handle this. We need to deal with this. Mercury is like an architect with you this month, Gemini, and he is your ruling planet as well. And he's really trying to introduce new ways of thinking about the world and looking at life. And that's another reason why this feels so intense, because we are in the season of Virgo, and your ruling planet Mercury also rules the sign Virgo. So this is kind of like, in a sense, your season as well, with Mercury really dominating Virgo season, Gemini season, being that he's you guys' ruling planets. So this is another reason why this feels very intense. This feels very serious. And we also have the Mercury retrograde reinvention card right here. So he's just coming through again to say, hey, I'm really working with you and my Virgos right now, because you guys are the children of Mercury. You guys are children of the mind. Like I said, you're learning to master your mind if you have not already. So basically, yeah, there's a lot of reinvention going on within the mind, within the way that you see things, with your perspective. Like we were talking about before, he wants you to really expand outside of your usual mental patterns and behaviors, so you can redevelop that faith within yourself as well as with this King of Pentacles in reverse, this ninth house faith is sort of alluding to as well. And Sun Spirit, it kind of feels like it's talking about this Five of Wands in reverse over here. And Moon Soul as well is kind of talking about that fourth house energy that you have. Your sun is moving through your fourth house this month, this season of this Virgo season. So like I said, it's gonna feel more intense than usual. Okay, the next card that we have here is Nurture, and these are your kind of like your overall kind of energy cards for the month. And we have, look at that card that says Begin. Whatever it is that you guys are kind of waiting on or kind of not wanting to really address, there's something that needs to get started for sure. And then we have here, look at that, Joy. Especially when it comes to any sort of projects, when it comes to goals, when it comes to things that you said that you wanted to do, it's really about just starting it. Just do it, just start it. Everything does not have to be perfect. Everything doesn't have to be like this, and this in order for you to start. It could be a diet that you're trying to start, a project that you're trying to start, a business that you're trying to start. You know, it's different for everyone. And with these retrogrades happen to come to set some people down. That the way other people can get up and get going. So, you know, retrograde season doesn't always mean stop and don't do anything. Don't move forward. Don't start a business. Don't start this. Don't buy a house. Don't get this. Don't get that. We can't say that about retrograde season. That's much too vast. That is much too general for anyone to say. Is like, well, don't do this because we have all these retrogrades. For some people, it's time for you to start. Because of these retrogrades. Retrogrades don't come to sit everyone down. They come to sit some people down so other people can get up and get going, because it was time for that space to be freed up. That the way you can kind of fit into that space. So there's some things that you guys need to start. And then look here, the next card that we have, Failure. I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn, like we were talking about earlier. There's a lot of past memories, experiences, mistakes, failures that are coming up for you in the month of September. The next card that we have here is Pride. I love myself and I see myself in everyone. Okay, really interesting stuff here. So pride and failure. Joy, begin and nurture. So start nurturing yourself and your mind and your energy by beginning to address these internal conflicts and issues. Pride and failure is an interesting pair here as well, because your ruling planet Mercury is moving through your 5th house in the sign of Libra. So there's a clear and defined push-pull action sort of happening between, do I do this for myself or do I do this for other people? This feels like someone else as well, really wanting you to own up to something or to address something or to work on something with them. This feels like a request. That's what it feels like, especially with this Page of Cups right here. And you're having to decide, do I keep ignoring this or avoiding this or not really dealing with this, or do I do this for them? So maybe other people kind of want to push forward with something. Maybe there's someone else in your life that really wants to have a conversation or to talk about something or to begin something. And maybe for you, you're like, I don't really see why I need to do this. But this month, September, for some of my Geminis, it's more so about you putting down your ego and your pride to the side to do something else for someone else. That's kind of what's coming up here too. And that's only going to be for some of you. You're definitely having to make a decision to avoid this or to do this for them. Can I put myself and my fears and feelings to the side for this other person? For some of you, this could be your kids asking you to acknowledge something. For some of you, this could be you going to your parents and addressing something with them, having a conversation with them. For many of you, again, though, this is a romantic partner and you having to put your pride or ego to the side with that 5th house. 5th house is the house of ego. It's the house of pride. It's the house of kind of like me in a sense. It's ruled by Leo naturally. So, and that was I'm really paraphrasing that. I'm a Leo moon, so I don't really like when people generalize Leo to that degree, but, we're just going to keep it very, very surface level just so you can kind of understand this 5th house energy. But, some of my Geminis are going to be asked to put your pride or ego to the side and to help someone else heal, because this is not necessarily about you. It's more so about this other person getting closure. It's more so about this other person healing. This is a refocusing. So it's not about you anymore, but you're also doing something for them now. Now you're ready and able and willing to give back. So you're being asked to. If you haven't been doing self-work, this may feel forced. And again, you'll have to choose. Is this about me? Do I want to look out for myself and my comfort, or can I sacrifice and do this for someone else? And failure, like I was talking about earlier, there's some past mistakes and experiences that's in a sense is kind of haunting your September. September will almost heighten this memory for you or a particular time in your life. And it's almost perfect timing that these failures and past mistakes are coming up at a time where someone else may be asking you, hey, I need you to help me heal by us addressing or acknowledging this. Because what this can kind of do is overwrite the subconscious experience or this failure that you experienced in your past. It can almost overwrite that and brings a lot of pride back to you. Bring this King of Pentacles back upright for you. So there's a lot of reinvention going on within the soul and within the spirit. Next cards that we have here are your totem animal cards. And so we have Ant Spirit, time to collaborate. Exactly like I was talking about. Then we have here White Raven Spirit, trust in the magic. Okay. Then we have Parrot Spirit, watch your words. This Parrot card has literally come up for, I think, every sign so far. It's crazy. And then we have here Turtle Spirit, slow and steady wins the race. Okay. This Joy card, I think, as well, too, keeps coming up for a lot of different sides. For a lot of different signs this month of September. It's really funny how we have to work and labor for joy, but it is so worth it. And that's what you're really going to be asked this September, Gemini. And there's no right or wrong answer depending on what it is that you want, though. Do you want to live free of this once and for all, whatever this is? It may be sort of feeling like it's haunting you, or feeling like you can't escape it, feeling like you can't get away from it, feeling like you can't fix it, feeling like you can't discover a solution or a way to fix this, a way to address it, a way to heal it. There's something here where it's just like, it feels like a brick wall. And it may be because you don't want, it may be because too as well, like you really don't want to acknowledge it. It's kind of all about, do you want to live free of this once and for all and to experience joy, pride, nourishment? If so, then the price is acknowledgement. The price is addressing it. For a few of my Geminis, this is something that you need to take accountability for. There's something here for a few of my Geminis. Let me say that again. For just a few of my Geminis, there's something here for a few of you that you need to take accountability. There's something that you have not taken taken accountability for. And like I said, this is a specific message only for a couple of you watching this, but this could be you finally taking responsibility for something that's happened, or something that you may have had a hand in, or maybe this is you telling the truth about something. That uncomfortable moment is coming, Gemini. Trust in the magic though, and watch your words, especially with this Five of Swords in reverse down here. But it'll be more rewarding for you to put someone else first in September, Gemini. And time to collaborate. Page of Cups, like I said in the beginning of your reading, this is making a lot more sense now. But I said in the beginning of your reading that the Page of Cups is not an offering to you, but it's actually your offering to someone else, doing something for someone else. And if you're not dealing with someone else, then this is an offering to your shadow, because your shadow has been neglected for a very long time. So this is you kind of nourishing a part of yourself that you have sort of neglected for a very long time. That's when this King of Pentacles is going to put himself upright for you, when you reject your own need for comfort in order to be there for someone else's comfort. Now that message will only resonate with a couple of Geminis, and you will know who you are. That's how obvious the situation is here. If you're like, what? I'm not really sure what this could be talking about, then this is your offering to your shadow. For those of you not dealing with another person, this could be where you need to set your ego aside and address the uncomfortable things that have been sort of held prison within your shadow, within your unconscious mind. Okay, let's see your goddess cards for the month. And so we have here siege, I don't know, quiet time. And it says take some quiet time alone to rest, meditate, and contemplate. Okay. And then we have here Irene, peace. There's no need to worry, as everything is working out beautifully. See? And then we have here Yamanya, and this is golden opportunity. Important doors are opening for you right now. Walk through them. Okay. Golden opportunity card is really, really, really sticking out. The golden opportunity here for many of you though is peace, or a quiet time, seizing your peace by helping someone else heal or find their own sense of peace with you. There's a lot of closure that has waited a long time to happen or to come to you. Do not resist that closure because of how uncomfortable this is to address it. It's not that you're opening this wound back up, you're actually closing it by addressing it. That's what's happening. For you though, you may see it as though, like I said, it's all about perspective in the month of September. So for some of you, you may see it as though I'm just reopening this wound. And it's like, I'm worried about how I heal. You have enough equipment. You are equipped enough to know how to heal. That is why you're being tasked with opening up that wound again. That way it can finally close for good. It can finally close back up. So don't resist this. September is challenging you to put your discomfort aside and focus on what happens after that. This is your hanged man moment, Gemini, where you shed all of the stubborn beliefs that you constructed. For example, take someone that doesn't want to talk about a bad argument, right? Maybe they said something that they're not proud of to someone that they love. And instead of properly addressing it, they just kind of moved on past it because it's like it's even hurtful for them to imagine the fact that they hurt someone that they love. So these stubborn beliefs may be like, we don't need to bring up the past because we'll just argue about it again. We're just kind of opening up this wound again. That's a limiting belief though that can keep proper healing from occurring. Instead, open or expand your mind and beliefs to be, maybe if we do talk about it, yeah, it might open up that wound, but we can both heal. Yeah, maybe we'll cry, argue, get upset, but we can access a deeper level of understanding and relatability and empathy and healing. Think about it that way versus thinking that acknowledgement is problematic. Okay, that is a belief that has got to be shed from you because there's so many things waiting to be acknowledged by you. So if you keep looking at acknowledgement as, I need to avoid this because it's an issue, it's a problem, it's going to cause issues in my life. No, these issues are here. Just because these issues are dormant does not mean that they have been resolved, does not mean that they are gone. They're just dormant. They're just sitting. That is why this Five of Swords and this Five of Wands is in reverse, to show that these issues are sitting like these retrograde planets. They're just sitting in this energy, in this very potent energy, just stirring up and cooking up all of these different feelings and emotions. It's time for you to address them. But you have to stop looking at acknowledgement and addressing as a bad thing, as a negative thing, because it's really, really a limiting belief for many of my Geminis. Okay, so let's go on ahead and check out your health cards for the month. Call upon Archangel Raphael for help. And it says, Dear Archangel Raphael, I ask you for your healing help with describe your situation. Thank you for your divine healing intervention. Okay. Next that we have here is easy does it. Okay. And it says, Dear Archangel Raphael, please help me detach, retreat, and let go so that healing can occur. Yeah, like I said, this is kind of like your this is your hangman moment for very many of my Geminis. You're going through a hangman moment in the month of September. Okay. Next card that we have, look at that, forgiveness heals. Exactly. Somebody is really needing you to help them with forgiveness, or maybe you need to forgive someone. But for some of you, there's this very strong message here of like, you're kind of maybe in the way of somebody's closure or in the way of someone's forgiveness. Maybe it's you that they need to forgive. Maybe you've done something or said something in the past. Because you are a Gemini, you can be very, very potent with your words. You can be very, your words can feel very tangible. They can feel very amplified because you are a master of the mind. You're a master of communication and words, being an air sign ruled by Mercury, the god of the mind and the god of communication and intellect. So yeah, some sort of forgiveness needs to happen here. And it says, Dear God and Archangel Raphael, I am willing to forgive myself and others in exchange for what I really want, which is peace and health. Okay. The next card that we have, look at this. Leave a stressful situation behind. That's what your September is going to be. It's cooking up these really uncomfortable feelings because it's trying to get you to leave the stressful situation behind. Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for giving me the courage and willingness to take good care of myself, including surrounding myself with healthy relationships and positive situations. Okay, so yeah, for sure, there's someone that needs your help in forgiving or healing. This is for those of you, especially that have a relationship with someone that you care about. Could be family, friend, romantic, work related. But something happened, maybe an argument, a fight, scandal, betrayal, cheating, lying. Something happened and the relationship was sort of like never the same. Like maybe it's cordial now, but it's more so you just tolerate them or they just tolerate you, but it's not as light and airy and genuine as it used to be. That's because of this past experience or situation that is still weighing down this relationship. Address this, Gemini. This North Node is pushing you to address the really big elephants in the room, because until that happens, the big changes, the big things that you are waiting to come into your life or to change are on hold because they don't have any room to come in. You have to make room by releasing properly. That is why you have Uranus, one of the big power players, moving through your 12th house. 12th house, it sort of brings everything to a culmination. It cleanses everything out. That the way a new beginning can begin. That the way a new beginning can start. We also pulled the Begin card. I've never even seen that card in this deck before. So yeah, this is actually coming through to really help you. You just might not see it that way. And again, that big message that came through earlier, it's all about your perspective. It's all about how you see it will determine how effective this September is for you. Let's go ahead and check out your relationships. So this will be like your relationships with like friends, family, work, people, things like that. And these cards over here are your romance cards, okay? So let's go ahead and check this out. So we have here transformation. And it says the energy of transformation supports our ability to gracefully flow through times of transition, allowing the old to make room for the new, okay? Let's see, where am I going to put this? I'll put it right here. And then we have, next card, intimacy. And it says the energy of intimacy supports us trusting that we are safe to allow closeness, okay? So big changes with your relationships, Gemini. You see this here, deeper connections want to be formed with you and someone else, or maybe more than one person in your life. True intimacy is a major possibility or opportunity for you in September. It's a matter of allowing these transformations to take place, but it starts with you, Gemini. You see changes in your relationships. The change has to first occur within you in order for you to see these transformations occurring in different sectors of your life, like intimacy. So you'll find more intimacy. So you'll find more intimacy the more transparent you are, the more open you are about what it is that you're going through internally. And especially if you help someone else heal, it's going to greatly improve the intimacy in this relationship. Your romance cards that we have give your relationship a chance, and it says here, work on your partnership. Then we have here, it is safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all, okay? And then we have getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. Exactly. That's exactly what's happening. Okay, so it's safe for you to be you, Gemini. That's the biggest message here in your romantic life with it is safe for you to love card right here. It's safe for you to be transparent, to reveal your faults, mistakes, lessons, fears, anxieties, feelings of inadequacy. You hold back so much, but is it out of fear that if you reveal your truest self, or one of your truest selves, you know, you are the twins, but is this fear stemming from revealing your truest self? Is this fear stemming from the belief that if I reveal my truest self, that I might not be as lovable or beautiful or good enough? Do you have anxiety over being you in front of someone else that you are romantically involved with? Give them a chance. Give them a chance by letting them get to know you on a deeper, more intimate level. That's very important. Interesting too, because Virgo, who, like I said, your ruling planet Mercury, it also rules the sign Virgo. Virgo also had a similar message with having to kind of reveal parts of themselves that they feel a little bit insecure or a little bit anxious about, because they feel as though, you know, it kind of makes them less attractive or less lovable, less desirable. And I'm kind of seeing the same sort of energy pop up here with you with my Geminis. Okay, so this is it for your big general reading. I'm going to get those 3 piles back here and let you guys decide which personal message is sort of calling to you. Like I said, these 3 piles, they're not going to be as in depth, but they will serve as a more personalized message for you for this month of September. Okay, so let me go ahead and get all this cleared off for you guys. All right, so here in pile number 1, we have Chrysocolla. Here in pile 2, we have Bloodstone. Here in pile 3, we have a dendritic agate. All right, for my pile 1s, it chose Chrysocolla. Like I said, I'm not going to be going in depth with these, just basically reading the description of the card. So let's go ahead and get started. So the very first card that you have here for your September, my Gemini pile 1s, is the card Cedarwood, and this is the card of connection. Trigger statement: it is too much. True statement: I am grounded in my body. And it says, use your empathic abilities to connect with others, discern the information you receive, and do not take on what is not your own. Yes, of course. Oh yeah, look at this. We got the card here, Athaya. I think I'm saying that right. And this is a symbol Gemini, but this is the card Wisdom and Affinity. Duality teaches us that in order to love, we must bind together what differences us. Very, very true, Gemini. And the final card that we have here is Samadhi. I don't know if I'm saying that right, you guys, but it was in reverse. Such a pretty card. I can't pronounce these cards at all from this deck right here, but they are gorgeous. Okay, so let me go ahead too and shuffle a couple of cards here just to see what sort of chakras you may need to kind of focus on for the month of September. So let's see which chakras you need to focus on for the month of September. Okay, so we have the crown chakra right here, the card Meditation. Let me get one more. And then we have the blue card here of the throat chakra, and this is card Life's Purpose. Okay. So and then we have the card Peace underneath of the crown chakra, another crown chakra card. And so this is the 8 stages of yoga card. And this is the card Advanced State of Meditation and Absorption in the Self. And it says here, you are not your body, you are not your mind. You are the one who experiences each. You pulled this card to remind you of the cosmic universe that lives within you. Have you forgotten that you are a seed from the stars? The more you become in touch with the vastness within you, the less you'll worry about societal expectations. Connect to the infiniteness within you through a practice. Connect to the infiniteness within you through a practice of stillness. It is there that you will realize that you are the cosmos in human form. I love that. Okay, so the affirmation for the throat chakra card here, Life Purpose, is I am in divine alignment and living my life purpose. The affirmation for the crown chakra meditation card here is I meditate with ease and grace and my heart awakens to the divine peace of my soul. And then the chakra card that was underneath the deck here, the crown chakra, the affirmation for this card is peace exists in each moment and within every cell of my being. I love that. Okay, so for my pile 1 Geminis, this is the end of your reading. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in. I do pray these readings brought you guys love, support, clarity, strength. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, amazing spirit for these messages. Hopefully you all come back to visit sometime soon. But until next time, stay safe, stay blessed, and keep conquering the world. Bye, guys. All right, pile number 2, Gemini. So you chose the bloodstone crystal. And like I said, I'm not going to be going in depth with your reading, just reading the description of the cards. So the very first one that we have is Capella. I think I'm saying that right. Sorry if I'm not. And it says, confidence is earned by looking at yourself without any filter, without judgment. Okay. And the next card is Uplifting, and it's the card Cheerful. Trigger statement, I am powerless. True statement, I am excited to see what the future brings. The future is bright. Enjoy knowing that your optimism today fuels your amazing tomorrow. And the final card that we have here is Chinamasta. I don't know if I'm saying that right, you guys. It was in reverse. Sorry if I mispronounced it, but I'll be reading out of the book the description for this card here. And then I'm just going to shuffle a couple of cards here to see what chakras are going to be playing kind of a big role in your September. Things that you need to pay attention to or work on. And this is your, I believe your solar plexus chakra. And then we have the soul star chakra. And the soul star chakra is located above your head. Okay, and then we have underneath the deck the earth star chakra, the card of nurturing. And this is the goddess of radical self-transcendence. And it says here, Chinamasta has come to tell you that you are giving up too much. Who you are, what you have to offer, your divine gifts, and love. It says you've lost your head in the pursuit of helping others, and it has left you confused, empty, and numb. It is time to set boundaries to remember who you truly are. You don't need to sacrifice your individuality to gain appraisal and acceptance. Instead, use this experience to go deeper into your truth, and you will come out on the other side as more self-aware and empowered than ever before. And you can use these affirmations throughout the month of September. So with the Earth Star Nurturing Chakra card, the affirmation is, I am nurturing myself in all aspects of life, and I'm open to receive this powerful, loving energy now and always. Inner strength, the affirmation is, I have the strength to face all of life's challenges with grace. Soul healing card, it says, I open to receive deep soul healing now and embrace the support of pure love to guide my healing journey. Okay, so definitely does sound like a lot of healing for my Gemini pile 2s with the uplifting, soul healing, inner strength, and nurturing card here. And it even says on this card, confidence is earned by looking at yourself without any filter, without judgment. So it does sound like a lot of healing for my Gemini pile 2s. But this is all that I'm saying for you guys. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in. I do pray that these readings brought you guys love, support, clarity, and strength. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, amazing spirit, for these messages today. Hopefully you all come back to visit me sometime soon. But until next time, stay safe, stay blessed, and keep conquering the world. All right, and Gemini's pile number 3, welcome to your reading. So you chose the dendritic agate. And so like I said, I'm not going to be going too in-depth with these piles here. I'm just going to be basically reading the descriptions. So let's get started. The very first one that we have here is Anathara. I think I'm saying that right. And it is victory and conquest. Contain your temper if it's fulfillment you seek. Integrating yourself will be your best asset. Next card that we have is the card Calming, and it's the card of acceptance. Trigger statement, I cannot trust anyone. True statement, everyone deserves my love. I open my heart to heal and release. I open myself to the peace of divine love and grace. And the next card that we have here is Kundalini, and I'll be reading the description for this card out of the book. But first I'm just going to shuffle to see which chakras you need to kind of pay attention to this month or work on this month. All right, and so we have the heart chakra, forgiveness. I think we pulled a forgiveness card in your general reading too. And then we have here the sacral chakra, and this is and it says flexibility. And underneath the deck we have soul healing. Okay. This is the card Primordial Cosmic Energy, Serpent Power, and it says Kundalini is rising. The serpent-like energy that exists in the base of your spine, the Muladhara chakra, I think I'm saying that right, sorry if I'm not, has awoken. You may have noticed that you feel more spiritually aware than ever before. You're more sensitive to energies and quickly manifesting your thoughts. Your psychic abilities are rising, and you feel the flow of energy that vibrates in every being. Your heart is full of a deep compassion and desire to serve others, and you have a keen awareness of your purpose. This is Kundalini rising. Stay grounded in this process. Connect to nature, exercise, journal, practice yoga. Through grounding, you'll be able to experience a beautiful and blissful Kundalini awakening that takes you exactly where you were meant to be. And so the affirmation for the sacral chakra flexibility card is I am free-flowing and flexible. The affirmation for the heart chakra forgiveness card is my heart is full of unconditional love and I forgive freely. And the affirmation for the soul star chakra soul healing card is I open to receive deep soul healing now and embrace the support of pure love to guide my healing journey. Okay, so this is all that I'm seeing for my Gemini's pile 3. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in. I do pray this reading brought you guys love, support, clarity, and strength. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, amazing spirit, for these messages today. Hopefully you all come back to visit sometime soon, but until next time, stay safe, stay blessed, and keep conquering the world. Bye, guys.